Hello students, today we are taking the part 2 of the 6th chapter. We have discussed about the more thing of this chapter in our previous session. In this session we have discussed about the other things of this chapter. First, the physical changes and chemical changes. We have already discussed about the changes which occur in things, about the reversible change and about the irreversible change. Now, we discussed about the physical changes and chemical changes. We have two types of changes, physical changes and chemical changes. What is the meaning of physical changes? Physical changes, that means in this type of change the molecules will be remain same, only change the shape, size of the thing. This type of change are called the physical change. In this case the molecules of the things will be remain same. We can see this type of things in physical change. For the physical change, there is also given the activity 6.9. Using this activity, you can more understand about the physical change. In physical change, we can see the molecules of the things will be remain the same, and almost physical change in physical change are also as the reversible change, because in physical change we can see the molecules of the things will remain same, only their shape and size will be changed, and we can after some time we can get back the substance will have changed. So this change is also called the reversible change, and you have already known about the reversible change. So we can say physical change is are also a reversible change. Okay, then after chemical change, in chemical change the molecules will be changed. We can get the new molecules. All things in these changes, all things will be changed. So this is known as chemical changes. For chemical changes, there are also given some activities in your textbooks. First, the activity 6.10. In 6.10, they tell us first to take some eggs, an egg on boiling it. First, take eggs and then after boil it. When you boil the eggs, you can get the new taste of eggs. The eggs will be changed. Its cover will be changed. So, this is example of chemical change, which is also a irreversible change. Boiling an egg, then after we cannot get the egg it in its original form because it has boiled. So it is also irreversible change. Then after in 6.11 also on lighting a candle. When you lighting a candle, then after when you light a candle, it give us heat. Then after it we can see the different types of gases from it come out from it, but we cannot get candle back. So it is also a one type of irreversible change. So students, physical change, that means molecules will not change, only shape and size change, but physical changes are also known as reversible change, and chemical changes in which we cannot get back the substance, because chemical changes in these changes is this type the molecules will be changed. So they are also known as irreversible change. Physical changes are known as reversible change and chemical changes are known as irreversible change. Then after they have also given the activities. Try to read these activities and try to understand more about the physical change and chemical changes using your textbooks. Then after expansion and contraction, there will be other topic of expansion and contraction. Expansion and contraction, that means when you want to cover anything by other thing, for example wood wheel, and when we want to cover any other type of wheel, cover the wood wheel, then after we get how we can do it. First we First we give up the heat of the other type of wheel which we have want to cover the wood wheel. After giving heat, the size of that type of wheel will be expand, then we can cover at them easily. So these processes are also very useful to us, expansion and contraction. When we want to cover anything, when we want to do anything or process, then expansion and contraction are very useful to us. For example, in kitchen, when two glass are mixed up, what will your mother do? Your mother will put these glasses on a gas, and then after some time they will be heated and you can take out them easily because they get the expansion process. So expansion process and contraction process are very useful to us when we want to small size wheel cover to big size of wheel. When we want to change the size of thing, aluminum thing, other types of things, then we can heat these types of things and we get the expansion of these things and we can do the process easily, we can cover them easily. So expansion and contraction are also very useful to us. Because of this process, these types of work we can done easily. Then after physical changes in water, we have already discussed about the physical change. Now physical changes in water. Physical changes is one type of reversible change. So physical changes in water, we can see in water the physical change. First, melting of ice and freezing of water. Melting of ice and freezing of water. About this thing we have already discussed about previous session. Melting of ice, first we when take a water, then after put this water in refrigerator, and after some time when we take out the water, we get in which form? We get in ice form, in solid form. First water is in liquid form, but when we put this water in refrigerator, after some time we get the water in solid form as a ice. First melting of ice, then our freezing of water. As I have said, first freezing of water, then melting of ice. When the water become ice, put this ice outside the refrigerator. What will you see? You will get the ice in water form. First the ice in solid form in refrigerator, but when you take out the ice from refrigerator and to put this ice outside the refrigerator at house atmosphere, in house atmosphere, when it get the hot atmosphere, it will be convert back in water. This is one type of physical change, and which is also a reversible change, because the ice to water and water to ice, it is one type of reversible change and also physical change, because the molecules remain same, but when water first in liquid form, but when we put water in refrigerator, it will be become ice. The molecules will be same, but the shape, the size will be changed because of the physical change. These are known as physical change. Also the reversible change, because in reversible change, that means we can get the substance back in their own position. They are called reversible change, and in melting of ice and freezing of water we can get it back, so it is also known as reversible change. So physical changes in water, you can see here. First we have ice, and when you melt it, it become water, and after water freezing, it become again ice. Melting and freezing, both process are physical changes and both are reversible and physical changes in water. Then after when raw water evaporation and condensation. About the evaporation and condensation, you have learned about this in your previous classes also, about the evaporation and condensation. Evaporation, that means when we boil the water, it steam. Then after steam condensation, we when it cooled it back to the water form, it called the condensation. In evaporation process and condensation process, using this process also we used to separate the things. This is also very useful to us, and we have already discussed about the evaporation and condensation, and you have already learned about this process. You have already known about the three process. The first, water evaporate and become steam, then after when we condense them, the steam become the water again. So evaporation and condensation are also the process which are reversible and physical changes in water. So students, about the physical changes in water we can see melting of ice and freezing the water. Both are physical change and reversible change we can see in water. Chemical change, that means the chemical changes in it, the molecules will be changed. For example, we have seen in activity 6.10 and activity 6.11, when we boil egg, they are already changed in their form. Then after lighting a candle, we can also see the different types of examples surrounding our which have chemical change, and we can also see in the different types of example physical change. At your home, you will try to understand this physical change and chemical change. You observe the things, you observe the changes of things, and then you can find out which type of things, which type of changes will be occurred there. If the things will we get the it in its original form, that means they have reversible change. And then also we have learned about the physical change. If the things molecules are not changed, then after they are the physical change. And chemical change, you can also observe the different things at your home to find out the chemical change. When your mother take a rice, then after they wash them, then after they boil them and become a rice, but both rice are changed, that means they will be correct chemical changes. For example, boil egg and simple egg, they look same but they have different taste compared to between them, so that means they have chemical changes. So you can also observe the different types of things at your home and observe the which type of change they have occurred, chemical change or physical change, about this. Okay, then after solubility, about the solubility is a measure of number of grams of solute that will be dissolved in 100 milliliter of solvent at a particular temperature. We have already learned about the soluble and insoluble. Soluble, that means the things which will be dissolved completely in water. For example, sugar, salt, they will be dissolved completely in water. And we have also the some types of things they do not dissolve completely in water. For example, stone, chalk powder, they are settled downside. We have also learned about the density, why it will be occur, because of the density of the things have more, than after it will be settled downside. For example, stone, if we put stone in a water, they will be settled downside of the water. Why it happen? It is happen because the density of the stone is more compared to water. But we put the oil, fooding oil, then after the kerosene, we put the drops of them in a water, it will be float on surface on the water. Why? Because the molecule, because the density of these oils are less than compared to water. It all happen because of the density. Then after the solubility, when we want to dissolve anything in any liquid, then we have to take enough amount of liquid. If the amount of this liquid is uh, less than, then we cannot dissolve them. For example, when we take a glass of water, then we want to dissolve a sugar in them, then we add sugar in them in a glass of water, but we can add enough number of sugar in it. But if we add more and more sugar, a full glass of sugar, then we cannot dissolve them easily, because the amount of this liquid and sugar are not enough for dissolve them. So when we want to dissolve anything in liquid, then we can take a enough amount of both. And for this, in your textbooks there will be given many activities, but it is not possible to solve these activities because I am here and you are at home. But when you will come to school, we try to solve these all activities. So for this, you have given some activities in your textbooks. Try to read it and try to understand them better. Then after Saturday, if the temperature of a solvent is kept constant, that means in your previous classes you have already learned about, I think, when we want to dissolve anything in a liquid, but when we take a cold water, when we take a cold water and we add sugar in them, it is not easy to dissolve because the temperature of water is very cold. But when we take some hot water, hot temperature in hot water in a glass, and then after we add sugar in it, it is easy to us to dissolve it. Temperature is also very important for dissolving the things. So if the temperature of a solvent is kept constant and a solute is added gradually in small amounts, then there comes a stage when no more solute is dissolved in the solvent. That means when we give the hot temperature, continue there in hot temperature, then there comes a stage when no more solute will dissolve in a solvent. For example, when we take a water, then after we put a bowl in a gas and they get a continued hot temperature from the gas, and then there comes a stage because they get the hot from the gas, and then after there comes a stage when we cannot dissolve sugar in them because the temperature is very very hot. So when the temperature of solvent is kept constant and the solute is added gradually, and solute is added gradually, and then there comes a stage where no more solute will dissolve in solvent. So when you want to dissolve anything, we want enough temperature of both, then we can add them easily. So students, physical change and chemical change, we have discussed about the physical changes and chemical changes. Physical changes, that means the changes in which molecules will be not changed, and they are also the reversible change. In chemical changes, that means we can say the molecules will be changed, and they are also known as irreversible change. Physical changes are reversible change and chemical changes are irreversible change. Then after expansion and contraction. Then after physical changes in water, we can see the physical changes in water, and for there we use the melting of ice and freezing of ice. Melting of ice and ice melting water, and water freezing the ice. When we put water in the refrigerator, after some time we get ice in solid form. The molecules will be same, only the shape and size of the liquid will be changed. This is a type of example of physical change and are also reversible change. Then after evaporation and condensation, water evaporate and get steam. Then after steam and condensation, for this they have also given the activities in your textbooks. In this chapter we have many activities in our chapter. Try to read it and try to understand these activities using your textbooks. Okay. Then after solubility and Saturday, when we want to dissolve any type of solvent, so then we need enough temperature of both them, then we can dissolve them easily. Okay students, so our chapter number 6, how things change, they tell us all things which are around us, they all changed, they all change them from day to night change, night to day change. When we wake up it's morning, then after afternoon, then after evening, and then night. We also do different types of activities according to our things will be changed. All things which we have surrounded us, all things are changed, and they have different types of change, reversible change and irreversible change. Then after we can also physical change and chemical change. In physical change the molecules will be same, in chemical change we can get the new molecules, and in reversible change we can get the substance in its original form, but it is not possible in irreversible form. For example, when we make a dough and only make a chapati, then we can get back dough, but when we'll cook the chapati we cannot get the dough back. Okay, so it is difference between the reversible change and irreversible change. So our chapter number 6 is completed here. Now we will meet in our chapter number 7.